Biogas offers Canadians a solution to help protect our environment by generating renewable energy, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and resource recovery. The Canadian Biogas Association is leading the way to support the diverse needs of this sector, with the goal of building a strong, robust biogas and renewable natural gas industry in Canada. Marl Creek and his family at Marl Creek Renewables operate one of 45 agricultural anaerobic digesters in Canada. Located in Bruce County, Ontario, Marl operates a beef feedlot. By building an anaerobic digester on their farm, Marl and his family were able to introduce better nutrient management practices and improve their animal welfare.
We've been operating our on-farm biogas plant, went into production in August, September 2012, and so we're just right around 10 and a half years of operation and noticed significant benefits for our farm. We found out about the Green Energy Act and the feed-in tariff program in January 2010 once it was introduced to the province of Ontario, and we pursued the process through the Ontario Ministry of Agriculture, Food, and finding the proper ways of going about the applications for the production of biogas on a farm in Ontario. And we were very fortunate that where we are located in the municipality of Brockton, we were able to connect to a three-phase hydro line connection, and that allowed us to know that we have potential of a future operation, future biogas plant in our area that allows us to generate three-phase electricity and secures us some stability on our farm with some contracts to produce electricity under the Green Energy Act.
In addition to better animal husbandry through manure and straw management in his cattle pens, Marl says they're able to better manage their nutrients for growing hay and corn, which are sources of feed for his cattle.
When we first introduced biogas on our farm with our beef feedlot, we found that being able to take the solid manure from the cattle pens and incorporate it into the on-farm biogas facility and get thermal treated nutrients back out for the production of our crops is a significant benefit on our farm and allows us to be better stewards for the land.
At Marl Creek Renewables, they use solid manure in their biogas facility from their beef yard to help them manage their manure 365 days a year. Through automation, it allows for their operation to have 24-hour continuous feeding, allowing for consistency and flexibility. It is important to find a way that works best for your farm, which may take some trial and error.
Our biogas plant uses solid beef manure as a feedstock, and we also use material that comes in from outside the farm, primarily food waste, animal processing waste. They are treated the same in the digester, but with some of the rules and regulations for Ministry of Agriculture Food on an on-farm biogas plant, we're required to thermal treat the material that comes in from outside the farm. That's part of a process for pathogen destruction. And once it's in the digester, it gets mixed, it gets heated, we capture the methane off of it, and then we're left with a nutrient-rich fertilizer and a solid portion that we use for bedding after the digester has completed its process.
Anaerobic digesters can be integrated into a variety of operations and include multiple on-farm, economical, and environmental benefits.
As we introduced on-farm biogas onto our farm, we found that the benefits that come from biogas and the treatment of manure and some waste that we bring into our biogas plant, we just found that we maybe didn't truly or completely recognize all the benefits up front. And now that we've been operating it for a little over 10 years, the benefits behind on-farm biogas is significant. There's a list of 5 to 10 things that have improved our farming practices, our best management practices, right from animal husbandry, nutrient management, best management practices on growing crops, how to manage liquid fertilizer, we call it digestate, out of our digester, generating electricity. I feel with the benefits of on-farm biogas, capturing the methane, and putting it through a combustible engine, we as beef farmers in Ontario, we're doing our part for greenhouse gas emissions.
If you're wanting to pursue biogas on the farm, Carl suggests reaching out to farmers that currently have a facility on their farm. It is also important to do your research to understand the complete process of start to finish of an on-farm biogas plant. Not sure where to start? The Canadian Biogas Association is the source to connect you with information and expertise to get your farm started with biogas. If you're exploring biogas for the first time, or if you're ready to plan a facility for your farm, farmingbiogas.ca can be your starting place for agricultural biogas information and connections in Canada. This initiative was funded in part through the Clean Fuels Awareness Project funding, administered by Natural Resources Canada.